really about two matters. One, the industrial action, and on the other hand, the apology and repayment by McKinsey. Give us a sense of what's happening at Eskom these days.
Well, Desiree, we are happy with the decision ultimately by McKinsey to finally pay back the money. You remember that sometime, I think it was late last year, they went to Parliament and made a commitment there that they're going to pay back this money, provided that there was a court order which was going to propel them to do so. But on Friday last week, we entered into an agreement, and they had promised that they're going to pay the money within 5 days. And true to their word, yesterday already, we got 902 million rand. So the only other party, based on the intro that we just made, the other party on this matter was Trillian. And Trillian has been very mum on this matter. They have not indicated to us whether they are able to pay the money or they are not willing to pay to start with. So because this matter now is now at the court, we will have to wait and hear as to what the court is going to say in relation to forcing them to pay back the money. But from our side, we have already written letters to them saying that they need to pay back that money.
A lot has been said about paying it back with interest. What is Eskom pursuing? Are you pursuing what you actually paid, or are you also looking at the interest payment?
You know, in relation to the McKinsey one, the McKinsey people initially they were not warming up to the idea of paying with interest. But yesterday, the new manager who was here yesterday, he was saying that he's going to meet with his team and see what can be done in terms of paying this money with interest. So clearly it shows that from their side, they really would like to see finality on this matter. But from our side, at a very technical level, we had paid 902 million rand to McKinsey. The other bit, which pushed the figure to just over 1 billion, was because of VAT. So the VAT obviously goes to government. So in terms of the interest itself, we will have to wait and see as to what's going to happen there. But it's giving us some comfort that the new management of McKinsey is willing to look into the issue. You never know. Before the end of this week, they might issue another statement saying that they're going to pay. But as far as the VAT is concerned, that one is a difficult matter because it means that we're going to have to go to a treasury if you want to get that money back. But at least from our end, the money that we had paid to McKinsey, it's now back. So our focus is on Trillian.
How far does this payment go? Your Group Chief Executive, Mr. Hadebe, was saying that it will go far in terms of alleviating your financial woes. But to what extent does it help?
Well, it helps, you know, Desiree, because as you know, we have a fairly difficult financial situation. So when you're in a situation like ours, 902 million rand can go a long way. But obviously we have so many things that will require money, and therefore this money will basically just be a drop in the ocean. Right now, as you correctly mentioned in your intro, we are in discussions with the unions. They want more money, and we are saying we don't have enough money. And now with this money coming through, maybe they will say the money is there now, so let's settle the deal. So we'll see as to how it's going to go. But in the bigger scheme of things, this way, we have a need to raise 72 billion rand for the current financial year, so that we can continue with our normal operations as a company. Remember, the bulk of that 72 billion rand goes towards the completion of Medupi and Kusile, which are the new power stations that we're building. So we really don't have much money really for anything else except for these power stations that we are building. But we'll see. We continue to engage with the unions, and who knows, we might be in a position to reach a settlement today.
Khulu, the conversation and the bargaining with the unions has taken quite a long time. What's the holdup?
Negotiations by their very nature are a give and take. So all parties, hopefully they are coming to these negotiations with an open mind to influence and be influenced, which is what from our end at least we are doing. Remember when we started, we were offering a no increase, which is 0%, but now if I speak to you, we are sitting with 7%, and the unions initially, they started with 15%, they are now settling at 9%. So the gap is sort of narrowing down. So which is why I'm cautiously optimistic that you never know, things can happen. And the fact that from our side and also the union side, in terms of the rules of engagement, we are supposed to go on the wage negotiations for up to 3 rounds before the matter is referred to the CCMA. But Eskoms being people who are very determined, we are now into round 4, which is not part of the normal rules of engagement. So clearly it means that all parties want to resolve this matter, which is why we are cautiously optimistic that today or whenever, very soon, things might happen where we are able to resolve our differences and reach a settlement.
What is that optimism based on? What are you putting on the table today that you think might be the game changer?
Well, it will be remiss of me to say anything now about what's going to be on the table, because we have agreed with the unions that whatever happens generally will be discussed through the normal chambers, or in the chambers where we are going to be meeting now. So if there's going to be any movement on Eskom side, or even from the union side, believe it or not, they might also go down from 9% to somewhere, maybe 8%, you never know. But we'll have to wait and see as to where we're going to meet in a sort of finding a middle ground. But from our side, we remain optimistic. We want to make sure that this threat of industrial action does not happen, Desiree. South Africa has seen what had happened, I think, over 3 weeks ago, when there was this impromptu industrial action, which resulted in episodes of load shedding. Load shedding is very expensive, not only for Eskom, but also for the economy as well. We don't want to go back to those bad days. So we have to do everything possible to resolve this current impasse.
Khulu Phasiwe is the spokesperson for Eskom, and we'll await to see what comes out of those negotiations with NUMSA and Solidarity.